The Bears put the Knights under pressure right from the kick-off, but the defensive effort was good from the Borderers, keeping the City side out until 14 minutes on the clock, when Corey Tate found a way through a pile of bodies to start the scoring. Jack Bergen added the conversion. We had to wait another 20 minutes before we saw another score, and it was a move right off the training ground. A penalty kick to touch, line-out secured, a rumble to the try-line, and there was Fraser Rennick on hand to touchdown for the Knights. But just before half-time, Boroughmuir's winger Callum Ram went over in the corner to extend his team's lead, and there was still time for them to add a third try, just on the whistle, when flanker Josh King burrowed over for a try, following more Muir pressure, and Jack Bergen converted for a 19-5 return at the interval. The Knights needed to score first to have any chance in this game, and 5 minutes in they were given a lifeline. Fraser Rennick in the right place at the right time again, and back to within 9 points with his second try. It was a much better half for the home side, but they couldn't get that vital breakthrough, and when former Knights player Joe Jenkins took a long pass to dive in at the corner, it was game over, and all 5 points in the bag for Boroughmuir. The Knights did get a good consolation try through Cameron Scott, but it was a little bit too late. The Bears will be delighted to leave with all 5 points, but for the Knights and their depleted squad, it doesn't get any easier with a trip to Stirling next week. Final score, Southern Knights 15, Boroughmuir 24. Well, Struan, very disappointing that you came away with nothing effectively, but you could have squeezed a bonus point in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be everyone's first reflections, just speaking as a group at the end there. Obviously a disappointing result, to, as you've said, to come away with no points there. We managed to score right at the end.
Try. You did well for that great break.
Yeah, I think we went through a few phases and they were a little bit slower on the fold, and then kind of just saw an opportunity to go, managed to get through, and then Cammy Scott came through and managed to finish it off. And then, missed that kick at the end to try and scrape a point. But again, we talked there, we felt we had opportunities within the second half there to kind of get over the line a little bit, and unfortunately we kind of lost a bit of that momentum. Boroughmuir scored, and then it was quite hard coming back from that. So.
Of course, due to injuries, we actually saw 5 Melrose players in the back line, which was some kind of first, I think, for Southern Knights. And David Colvin having his first start for Southern Knights as well. So, to all intents and purposes, a step up from last week.
Yeah, so there's obviously the Knights squad's got hit with injuries last Saturday against Watson's at home. David Colvin, as you mentioned, Melrose guy who's signed for the Southern Knights for the Championship, so he got rewarded with his first start, so I thought it went really well. I came in as injury cover just to kind of help out. Got the message last week, and as I said I would help them out this evening. You've got Aidan Cross in there, obviously Patrick Anderson played for Melrose, Cammy Scott's been around it for a while now, Douglas Crawford's also signed a contract for the Championship. So yeah, there's lots of sort of local players and also people who have played for Melrose previously now kind of stepping up and making that jump in the Super 6, and giving it a real good crack, and I thought we all played pretty well. As I said, just disappointed not to come away with anything.
We all knew Boroughmuir were going to come at you pretty hard early on, and the defence held very, very well just until the 20th minute, but you managed to get back into it again. And then 2 tries just before half-time, which is a real body blow. Yeah,
definitely. The guys played the Bears, I think 2 weeks ago in a pre-season friendly, and I think they performed pretty well, so they were optimistic or kind of quite hopeful that they would get the result here this evening. As you said, Boroughmuir came with a lot of physicality, and I thought they played really well. We defended for probably 20 minutes. I don't think we really saw the ball that first 20 minutes, and I would say it's hard going. There's only so many kind of hits and contacts you can take, and then you do run out of steam eventually, and as you said, they managed to get over the line. Unfortunately, off that we then scored a driving line out and kind of got ourselves back in the game, but then we didn't exit twice, so there was a moment just here off the kickoff, I think it was a knock-on, gave them the possession, they had a scrum, and then they eventually scored off that, and then off that kickoff I actually put the ball out on the full, which then gave them a scrum, and that got them in, which gives them the opportunity to score. So we went in at half time, I think it was 19-5 down, 3 tries to 1 down. had a good chat at half time, forwards and backs. Bruce and Ross Ford kind of leading those conversations, and as I said, we felt we had that momentum, and there was opportunities in the second half to come back into it, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately, and we came away with nothing.
So it's disappointing, obviously, 2 home matches, 2 losses, but you know, you take that, you move on, and you learn from, you know, any mistakes that's been made. You look at the video analysis, and then you move on. Obviously, it doesn't get any easier, and you're away next time.
Yeah, so the next game's Stirling. I think that's next Friday night. As you said there, the guys will look at the video probably over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. The units, the forwards, the backs will get together and discuss things, probably what we've done well, what we can improve on, and then come Tuesday, the guys will be reviewing that meeting again. Players leading that, coaches leading that, having those discussions, looking ahead to Stirling for the weekend. I think they play Heriots possibly tomorrow, so again they'll probably have some eyes on what Stirling are doing, and they'll try and prepare as well as they can for that game next Friday night.
But it's a work in progress, we all know that, and there's a lot of youngsters coming through who have never played at this sort of level before, and matches like this, week in, week out, in front of the cameras as well, is something which everyone's going to learn from.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you've said, there's a young squad there, but like for me, it's not an excuse. You know, guys have to unfortunately kind of grow up pretty quickly here, and especially at that level of rugby, it's an increased speed, it's increased physicality. You have to be a bit more accurate, and you probably get fewer opportunities to get over that line and to score a try. So when you do get presented with them, as I said, you got to be pretty accurate, and everyone's got to be on it to kind of make it stick and to score points. So yeah, no, it's a good learning experience for the young guys. As I said, it is a young squad that they've got here, but you know, look, that's for me, that's not an excuse. Everyone has to kind of drive the standards, get on the same page pretty quickly, and the senior players within that group driving the standards and kind of leading parts of it.
Well, just finally, your personal fitness is going to really have a test, isn't it? Because tomorrow, I mean, you've come through basically the whole match here, and you're playing for Melrose at the Hoyk Sevens tomorrow. We could actually get, for a very first occasion, I think, where I interview one person twice in the space of 2 days. You must fancy your chances there.
Yeah, we were disappointed with our performance last Saturday at Peebles Sevens. We did well in the group. We played a strong Akis team, and we beat a stuffy Hoyk team that went right to the end. And then we unfortunately came up short against Watsonians, although we were 14-10 up in that tie. So yeah, the Hoyk Sevens tomorrow. We've got Hoyk Force, and I think there's a kind of Hoyk President side within our group. And then we might possibly get Watsons again in the semi, just having a look at the draw. So yeah, I'll sleep well tonight, eat well, and then we'll go again tomorrow. And yeah, looking forward to Hoyk Sevens and playing for Melrose. Yeah, the team that I'm assigned to, really.
That's right. So that's 4 ties you could be playing tomorrow.
Yeah, could be. If we can go the distance. We won the tournament last year, so we're certainly looking to back that up. I actually trained with the Knights Tuesday, Thursday, but I'm sure the guys had a good session or a good week's training Tuesday, Thursday in preparation for Saturday. As I said, we got 5 points last week, but we're looking to go probably 2 better and try and get the 10 points and get our Kings of the Sevens, you know, up and running.